Hi, I'm Sil, and hi, I have energy. um, I'm going to teach you how to say the time in English. In English, we have two ways of reading the time. The first way is very, very, very easy and straightforward. The second way is, well, it's not difficult, but it's less easy. And you need to think about it a little bit more. So let's begin with the very, very, very easy way. And I'll see you back here in a couple of minutes. Okay, let's start with this. You'll notice on the left side in blue is 3, and that is, of course, the hour. On the right side in orange is the minutes. Now, when the minutes are at 00, of course, if you're looking at a standard clock, this means that the long hand is on 12. You probably already know that, unless you're very, very, very young. But yes, 00 means that the long hand is on 12. And in this case, it's always read as o'clock. So whenever you see 00, just say o'clock. And that's easy to remember because it's o'clock. Okay, so that's easy. On the left-hand side is the hour. On the right-hand side is the minutes. And if it's 00, you read that as o'clock. Moving on, here you'll notice that we have on the left-hand side, again, you just read it straight as 3. On the right-hand side, we have the way to pronounce this is 01. So you don't say 31, you say 301. Okay, and this continues until 9. So we say 301, 302, 303, and then 304, 305, 306, 307, 308, 309, and then we get to 310. Now, here you'll notice there's no more O. You don't need to say O anymore. So between 301 to 309, make sure that you're pronouncing the O in there. At 310, it becomes easier again, and now you just read the numbers exactly as you see them. 3 on the left, 3. 10 on the right, 10. So here we have 310, 311, 312, 313. Then, of course, between 313 and 357, you have 314, 315, 316, and so on. And then 357, 358, 359. And then, of course, the next is 4 o'clock. Okay, so see, I told you it was easy. You probably already knew how to tell the time the easy way. And if you didn't know, then now you do, and you'll probably have no problem remembering it. So now let's move on to the slightly more difficult way of saying the time. Okay, now starting again at the same time that we started in the easy way, I have here 3 o'clock. Now, the second way of saying the time, when the number on the right is 00, then it's the same thing. We always pronounce that as o'clock. Now, of course, you don't even have to say o'clock sometimes. If somebody says, "What time is it?" and you look at your watch and the small hand is on the 3 and the long hand is on the 12, then you could just say, "It's 3." you don't even really need to say o'clock in this case. But if you do say it, then you say 3 o'clock. Okay, now have a look at this number. On the left you have 3, on the top line, okay? On the left you have 3, and on the right you have 05. Okay, so here, the way to read this time is by saying the minutes first, 5. Now in this case, you don't need O, so you don't say 05 past 3, you just say 5. Okay, now if you think about the time, it was 3 o'clock 5 minutes ago. Now it's 5 minutes later. So 5 minutes have passed since 3 o'clock. So if you remember it that way, this is easy. You say 5 past, and then 3, which is the last hour. Okay, the last hour was 3 o'clock. Now there's 5 minutes since then, so it's 5 past 3. Okay, now continuing, it's the same thing with 10. So if the shorthand is on the 3 and the longhand is on the 2, then it's 10 minutes that have passed since 3 o'clock. So we say 10 past 3. Now here, notice I've skipped 15. Okay, I'm going to come back to 15 later, but I've skipped it for now. There's a reason for that, so I'll explain that after I'm finished with this. Here we have 3:20, so it's the same pattern. You had 5 past 3, 10 past 3, now we have 20 past 3, and 25 past 3. Okay, is this clear? So basically it's the number of minutes that have passed, and that's easy to remember, the number of minutes that have passed the last hour, which was 3 o'clock. Now, things get a little bit tricky after this. Okay, try to think of a standard clock as divided in 2 parts, the left side and the right side. So right now, we're looking at the right side. Okay, so when the long hand is between 12 and 6, that's the right side. And you read that as we just covered, 5 past 3, 10 past 3, 20 past 3, 25 past 3. Now, when the long hand passes the 6 and is on the left side of the clock, things change a little bit. Now, here I have 3 colors, so it's nice and colorful. Notice a couple of things here. At the top line, excuse me, on the top line, you have 3:35. Okay, so if you read this the easy way, you just say 3:35. Easy. But the second way of saying it is not quite so easy. Notice a couple of things here. First is, of course, just like before, okay, we had 5 past 3, 10 past 3, 20 past 3, 25 past 3. So the number of minutes is said first. However, look, the number is 35 on top, but the number on the bottom says 25. And it says 25 to 4, not 3. That's why the 4 is in red. So, what does this mean? This means we are now counting the minutes until the next hour. Okay? So, when the long hand is on the right side of the clock, you read the time past the last hour. When the long hand is on the left side of the clock, you read the number of minutes until the next hour. So in this case, a digital clock might say 3:35, but we don't say 3 And we don't say 35 if we read it this way. We're saying 25 because in 25 minutes, it will be 4 o'clock. So try to remember it that way. In how many minutes will it be X o'clock? And use that X for, for the next time. So in this case, it's in 25 minutes, it's going to be 4 o'clock. So we say 25 to 4. Same with 3:40 becomes 20 to 4. That's 20 minutes to 4 o'clock. Again, I've skipped 45 here. I'll get back to that in a minute. Here, 3:50 becomes 10 to 4 because when it's 3:50, there are 10 more minutes before 4 o'clock. So 10 to 4. And 3:55 becomes 5 to 4. Okay, so try to remember that when the longhand is on the right side of a standard clock, we read the number of minutes past the last hour. When the longhand is on the left side of the clock, we read the number of minutes until the next hour. So 5 to 4, 10 to 4, 20 to 4, 25 to 4. Okay, now I'm going to talk about why I skipped 15, 30, and 45. The reason I skipped those is because they are exceptions. Now, whenever the longhand is on 00, remember, that's always read as o'clock. When the longhand is on 15, we read that as quarter. Occasionally, you will hear people say 15 past 3, but that's almost never. It's almost always read as quarter past 3. So try to remember that whenever the longhand is on the 3, okay, when it's 3:15, then we say quarter past the hour. When the longhand is on the 6, we say half past the hour. Okay, now at half, remember that the hour is the last hour, not the next hour, but the last hour. So in this case, 3:30 becomes half past 3. Half past 3. Now at 3:45, we read it again as quarter, but this time it's quarter to the next hour. So if it's 3:45, we read this as quarter to 4. So let's review this again quickly. 3 o'clock, 5 past 3, 10 past 3. Repeat after me, by the way, if you can, and practice saying the time. 20 past 3, 25 past 3, 25 to 4, 20 to 4, 10 to 4, 5 to 4, quarter past 3, half past 3, and quarter to 4. Okay, we're back. That wasn't so bad, was it? It wasn't as easy as the first way, of course, but still not so difficult. With a little bit of practice, you'll have no problem with it. So let's practice. I'm going to show you some clocks with, some clocks, obviously clocks with the time. So I'm going to show you some clocks, and as quickly as you can. Now, this is important. Say it out loud, not only in your head, but say the time out loud. I'm going to show you a clock, say the time, okay? And see if you can keep up with the video. And then I'll see you back here after the exercises. 25 past 1. 25 to 5. Quarter past 4. 4 o'clock. 10 past 10. 20 to 8. 5 to 12. Half past 1. 20 to 11. 20 past 12. 25 past 5. Quarter to 4. Quarter to 2. 5 to 1. Quarter past 9. 10 to 2. 5 to 3. Okay, so how did you do? Were you able to say the time out loud before moving on to the next clock? If so, good for you, good job. If not, then, go back and practice it again until you're able to say the time very quickly and very naturally. And that's about it. That's my lesson. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section underneath the video. You can do so on my website or on the YouTube channel. The website is sloweasyenglish.com. And if you have any questions that maybe I forgot something, then I will do my best to answer that for you. So until next time, until the next lesson, thank you for watching and see ya. Bye.